This is my second official vlog. Yep. You know, I've got some guys that are actual friends of mine. They watch the vlogs and they listen to the radio show. One such guy is a guy named Christopher D. Kimball. No, I don't have a hangover. Due to the fact the camera was dead, I had to put it on a charger, and that way it can be charging while I'm recording this vlog. Well, facing the direction I am, I've got one of those newfangled LED light bars up there. Let me tell you something, I already have hyper light sensitive eyes, and no, I don't have a hangover, but it actually gets painful. So today's vlog, I'll be looking cool, have my sunshades on, and drinking my coffee. Anyway, Chris Kimball suggested that I talk about Bigfoot and UFOs on the radio show. What can I say? Bigfoot really does exist, and UFOs really exist. And in some places you wouldn't suspect. Before I get to that, I need to make a statement. Just a second. The old bandana's got to come out again. Sorry about that. Allergies are just off scale. Yeah, anyway, I'm getting sidetracked again. Here's the deal. I mentioned my grandfather, Virgil Lance, on the last vlog, and then yesterday on air, I remembered to mention why I mentioned him. Oh, look, a spider. No, I'm not that easily. And I'll try not to ever shoot a spider again while I'm on the air, especially while I'm on my blog. But anyway, about Virgil Lance, then I'll talk about spiders, then I'll talk about UFOs. My grandfather had been a prize fighter in his younger days. He was a barber his entire life. He had his own three-chair barber shop in Hilton, Oklahoma, and had a second-hand store. But the main claim to fame that Virgil Lance had, no middle name, was he was a preacher, and a really good one. Now, my grandparents lived at 623 Gulf Street in Hilton, Oklahoma. They've since changed the house number. My aunt and uncle ended up with a house after my grandmother, Artie Mae Shockley Lance, died. All the daughters got together and gave the house to Dorothy and Mike because they had no other home that was theirs. Well, my Aunt Dot lived there until she moved off and got married to a guy named Ledford. I don't remember his first name. Super nice guy, super sweet, and I'm glad they're happy. She moved to Chickasha. Her granddaughter lived in a house and they sold it. Well, prior to all that taking place, another sip from my immaculate thermos cup, it was about twice the size that it is now. Now, there was a carport on the west side and an addition on the east side with an extra bathroom. They redid all the plumbing and turned it into a 3-bedroom, or no, it'd be a 2-bedroom, 2-bath house. They took the carport and made a den out of it. And so the long and short of all that is they cut off half the house. I liked it the way it was, but that's from childhood memories. My mom and my dad bringing me way over to Hilton, which is about 60 miles from here. Maybe not quite that far, about 40 miles, I guess. But anyway, One of the things that I alluded to in the vlog was that I'm an Okie. I'm a proud Okie, not ashamed of being an Okie at all. Happen to be part Native American and part the other part Scandinavian, if you would. Viking on one side and American Indian on the other. Makes me kind of grouchy, I guess. It's genetics, folks. But anyway, I talked about being an Okie, going out on the porch and watching tornadoes come in. Well, my grandpa, they had this great big old storm shelter. At least when I was a little kid, it looked huge. They stored their groceries that they canned down there. Just a second. He made it big enough so all of his kids and grandkids could fit in there. It was crowded, but we all fit in there when a tornado was coming. Or as my grandmother say, tornado. But anyway, one of the things Papa Virgil would do, and see, this is explaining, I come by it honest, as most Okies do. Tornado would be coming, he'd go outside and sit in a chair and wait for it and look, and he liked watching them when they were coming at him. We never had one hit that part of town, but I come up out of there one time, and he said, son, if you want to watch this tornado with me, that's fine, but when I tell you to get back down into that storm cellar, that freighty hole, you do it. And I said, yes, sir. And that thus I would make a storm chaser. I know it hurts and, getting killed by a tornado, but I'd watch it anyway. Just absolute riotous curiosity. And I had somebody, what is that crease? Okay, folks, I've had 3 strokes. That is where my face is sagged. It's hard to tell it. I heal quick, but it left a permanent crease in my face. It's not a normal manly crease. It's just where my fat sagged. You can see it down here too. And I've had a heart attack. I actually had 2 of them. And the only reason I'm still alive is God doesn't want me yet. I know I'm going up there. I'm not going to hell, I hope. But I feel like I'm going to heaven. But anyway, that was deal. And Chris Kimball brought up UFOs and Bigfoot. I get asked, do you claim you've seen a Bigfoot? Yes, I claim I've seen a Bigfoot. My friend Chris, I won't go into his personal stuff, but he's had real close interaction with him. Got a lot of friends that have had real close interaction with him. Have a friend, David Gary Hawley, and his son John. They've been researching for decades, and yes, they've been real close and personal with him. Well, that's Bigfoot. Now let's get to UFOs. Another sip of coffee. I had a late friend. His name was Claude Williams, Claude G. Williams, one of the best friends I ever had in my life. We went on high adventures together, worked together as cops, did a whole lot of stuff. Claude, he was a character. I'll leave it at that. He had a beautiful red-headed wife named Patsy. When Claude wasn't being a cop, he was roofing. When he wasn't roofing, he had a tire machine. He was repairing tires. And I come over to his house one time. He lived in Daugherty. I no longer live in Daugherty for a while. Came over to his house, and he invited me in, and I walked in, and I said, what's that smell? I wasn't trying to be rude, but it's like something I had never smelt before. Got to get another. Here's the deal you got to understand about Claude. He was a consummate outdoorsman, hunter, fisher, a fisherman, a hunter, trapper, all of it. And I came in and I smelled something from the kitchen. It didn't smell really bad. I just had never smelt that particular odor before in my life. Just a second. Oh, Java, Java, Java makes the world go round. Anyway, he got up, led me into the kitchen. Patsy's in there cooking. And there were some long strips of something. And they were frying up. They looked like giant worms. And they'd curl around a little bit and going this way and that in the pan. But they were kind of flat. I thought maybe his wife was cooking tapeworms or something. But it wasn't that. They were unidentified frying objects. Gotcha, didn't I? Well, most of you that know me know I was leading up to unidentified frying objects. Now, normally I'd leave you guessing what they were, but what it was is somewhere on the Washita or Washita River, I don't know what you would call it, either way. One's the Native American way, one's the normal Okie way. Claude went on the river and he caught him some eels. E-E-L-S. I know most people, after they skin an eel, you know, other than the ribs, there's very little meat, kind of a backstrap. But he caught like 8 or 9 of them, peeled them back, and just skin it back rather than cutting crossways, cut long ways to get long strips of meat. And he just he cleaned, he marinated, and Patsy cooked it up. And let me tell you something, folks. She should cook. I lived right across the pasture from him, and so he told me, you need to stay for supper. Well, I knew Linda wouldn't be happy about that, but I stayed for a small bite. That was the worst crap I ever put in my mouth. Okay, sip of coffee, go to subject number 3. I hope that I get to swim today. The pool's full, looking gorgeous, just crystal clear water, been chemicalized, treated. It's inside a building, so there's no crap blown into it, no leaves, no dirt, no clutter. Sorry about that. The problem is we got thunderstorms coming in again. And at 70 degrees outside, I haven't gone in to check the temperature on that water yet. I've got a little floating ball thing that has a thermometer on it that you put your 3-inch chlorine tablets in to float around there. Haven't checked that to see exactly what the temperature in the water is, but I imagine it's not too warm. I'm an old man. I would go into shock now, crawling into water that's 40 degrees. When I was younger, it didn't make me any difference, but I got to knock off some ugly fat, and that's one thing I'm going to be doing is that right there. More importantly, my grandsons, Cheyenne and Ashton, I had to turn off the monitor there. They want to go swimming. They've been asking to go swimming every day on my regular blog, and I found out what blog stands for. Weblog. Why in the hell they don't call it Wellog or Weblog or whatever, they just abbreviate to blog. I looked it up on Google. Yep, didn't know what it stood for. Curiosity got the best of me. Blog stands for Weblog. Who'd have thunk it? But anyway, I noted on my blog Life's Cadence yesterday, I posted that my grandson Ashton had asked every day at school, "Is it summer yet?" And Nana would, my wife Linda, would say, "No, it's not summer yet." Last day of school, he asked, "Is it summer yet?" And Nana looked at him and said, "Yes, Ashton, it is summer." Good. We go swimming. Those boys are water puppies, and I don't care if it's 30-degree water, they'll get in it. I mean, they'll be sitting there, their lips turning blue, but boy, they're having fun splashing and swimming. They both swim like a fish. Well, today we will see. Pawpaw's probably going to get in there too and see if he can die of a heart attack. This time last year, we'd been swimming for a month. The weather's just crazy. Now, all this global warming crap is crap. I'm telling you right now, it's cyclomatic. It's the normal process this earth goes through. Folks, there are volcanoes that erupt constantly that they emit more carbon into the atmosphere than the whole of humanity could do. One volcano. People just don't get it. Yeah, we can kill off wildlife if we ignited every nuclear warhead on the planet at one time. You bet. All animal life just about would be exterminated. There wouldn't be humanity left. There wouldn't be animals roaming the woods. Cockroaches would survive. Most insects would survive. Ants especially. The only thing that would happen to them, Bikini Atoll, there was a scientist that taught college, and one of my friends was discussing when he brought a covered cage, and he uncovered the cage, and it was a giant ant with a head the size of a big man's fist, a large body. But it wasn't strong. It didn't have the commensurate strength that would go with that size being an ant. But it was due to radioactive fallout. Well, folks, I'm going to go ahead and start the wind down process for this blog. I don't want to keep them going too long. I don't want to bore you for 20 minutes. This one will probably be about 10 minutes. I don't know. I don't time myself. But I'll be on the radio tomorrow morning. 70 stations. Most of them in Europe, a few in Texas, and a few in Louisiana and Arkansas. I don't know which ones. I'm simulcasting all 70 now. So they let the chips fall as they would, so to speak. But remember, this old fat man loves you. I do. I don't know how to say it any other way. I love you, and I want you to have a fabulous day. God bless you, and maybe we can all have a good day. Bye-bye.